Hello folks, welcome back to the complete Liverpool playthrough. Sorry it's not been out so much, I keep doing this, but keep having little breaks. It comes out in flurries, then a break again. Hopefully we'll be back on track again now as we reach the Champions League group stages. We play FC Copenhagen and Crystal Palace today, and as you might remember, our league form has been win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Maybe not lost today actually, win-loss, win-loss, win. So hopefully it carries on the winning streak. So we've got Copenhagen, who I think are one of the weaker sides in our group, to be honest. If you look at our group, if you don't forget, Real Madrid, Napoli, I'd say they're the weakest ones. So we're going to play a semi-rotated side for this game, or largely a fully rotated side. There's one or two players that keep their positions. And then Crystal Palace, a game we can't afford to lose. Already, these league games, I can't afford to lose them. They're too important all of a sudden. After our defeats to Spurs and Manchester City, we have to be putting away these perceived lesser sides. So that's what we're going to try and do in this episode. So the team kicking off today for us in the Champions League is a mishmash of sort of squad players and players that can come in. Worth noting, we didn't register Andy Carroll, Pastore or Grujic for this to do with English players. You were right, those that suggested I'd have a few problems. I did indeed have a few problems. Karius will be in goal for us today then. Trent Alexander-Arnold right back. We've got Willems at left back. I'll say it correctly, I'll try my best. Sakho and Van Dijk in the centre. We've got Emre Can coming in alongside Nainggolan. Lallana to play behind Divock Origi, with Mohamed Salah as the inside forward on the right hand side, and then Sheyi Ojo on the left hand side. And I think the system should work okay. We've played with inside forwards before. We kind of know how they operate. Really, this gives me a chance to rest the likes of Jordan Henderson, Firmino, Klein, maybe even a player like Wijnaldum, who I want to start getting more involved just because of the way he plays. Balde Keita, another one. So we've got an option here to see how well our again, perceived lesser players, they're all good footballers, maybe not starters for these Premier League games though. So as we get into this game, we'll see how we get on. Kevin De Bruyne's nearly fit, like he's getting there slowly but surely. Him and Aguero at some point hopefully will return together, although Aguero's still out for 14 days with some strained ankle ligaments, which is never very good. Right then, let's see how we get on. I'm excited. I think this could be the start of well, who knows where this Champions League campaign could go. This is the first Champions League game of this series so far, so if you enjoy the series, do drop a like on it. If we hit 500 likes, I'll make sure there's 2 of these tomorrow. Oh, that was bold, Ben. 2 of these? Yeah, 2 of these tomorrow. 500 likes, 2 of these tomorrow. That is yes, okay, we're saying that now, apparently. Right, into the game as we go. They're going to have a little... this is their side. Cornelius, former of Aston Villa. Is it Villa or Cardiff? One of those. Cardiff. Yeah, I feel like Villa had a player with a similar type name. Every other player they've got there. Falk, Erasmus Falk, I recognise that name for some reason. Was he good once? On Football Manager, I feel like maybe he was. And Vist, he's been around for ages as well. He was always a bit of a bargain player you get into the Championship. First season in the Premier League, that sort of player, as I remember correctly. Right, we're at Anfield for this one, so the atmosphere should be building nicely, bubbling away, and we'll see how we get on in today's game. I'm hoping, well, I'm not hoping, I'm expecting, actually. I say in a lot of these videos, I'm hoping for a good result. Actually, in a game like this, against a team like this, I'm expecting we win, so anything less than that's going to be a massive disappointment as the games get underway. Shall we, as there's 2 games today, we'll up the highlight speed just a touch, although it shouldn't make too much difference. As an early corner kick, Willems puts it in towards the back post. Van Dijk heads it down. It falls to Mohamed Salah. Not seen too much of Salah so far. Of course, it's now signed for Liverpool in real life as well. As the ball's played in, great header away, it really was. And Origi will pick that up for Liverpool. Where's he going to go with it? Swings it back across to Salah, who gets a shot off. We'll say that gets a shot off. I'll drink tea every time he misses a shot. A bit disappointing. Anyway, they come forward with it, but Van Dijk stops that before it even starts, really. And we're going to work this around the back line and see if we can find a way out. Really nice move, actually. Really, really well worked across that back line. And now Sheyi Ojo, lots of pace. Can he use that? Whips the ball into the middle. Falls to Origi, who shot on goal, finds the back of the net. And I think it may well have been an Nainggolan assist in all of that as well. But Origi finishes it off the move. Really good move. Worked from the back as well, which was really nice to see. You can see from this reverse angle replay, the ball's whipped in. Just maybe touched on by Nainggolan. Yeah, it does say in the commentary line that he did just touch it. And Origi's finish was superb as well. Lovely finish from us then. Good stuff. 1-0. I'm happy with that. Good start to the game. Williams with another free kick. He's on all these so far. Olsen will claim it for Copenhagen, and we'll see where he puts this ball. He's going to launch it forward. Is he going to roll it out? He's going to launch it forward, which is good for our defenders, really. Well, I wasn't expecting Williams to be the one to header it, but quite big centre-backs, whether it's Matip, Sakho, or Van Dijk. They're all quite tall, to be fair. But actually, a little bit of possession here for the Danish side. What are they getting up to? And Cassini, he's a nice little player as well. If you ever get the chance to turn a right back that, not top quality, but will do a job for you, he's your man. As they play it through here, shot on goal, and well, it's beating Karius. Verbeek with it. Benjamin Verbeek, great first name, but a bit disappointing that he scored against us. Karius, well, he's beaten, isn't he? I don't know. Again, this nice little reverse angle is quite useful, actually. Cornelius plays it through, and I think it's Sacco who commits a little bit, and they find a lot of space. Must say, though, despite all of that, great finish. So I can't really criticise too much. It was a really good finish as we get ourselves back into the game, and Jokic brings it forward. They're on the ascendancy here. Ball played forward, shot on goal, wide. But you've got to say, they're having the better of the game so far. Elsewhere, it looks like Real Madrid are beating Napoli. We'll just make this a bit smaller, shall we? As there's not as many teams. And well, it's a free kick, not a free kick, penalty kick. They've given it away. That is disappointing from their perspective, I would imagine. It's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold to step up. Right. Okay, clearly none of our selected penalty takers are on the pitch. Alexander-Arnold, well, he's good at them anyway, so no bother. 2-1. I wasn't expecting him to take the penalty, but who cares? We were now, 2-1 up. We're still behind Real Madrid. They must be beating Napoli by at least 1-0. And Alexander-Arnold with the finish. Nice penalty, actually. Maybe that's the future for him. Maybe he will be our penalty taker from now on. Another free kick. We've seen this already before, and the ball's played in, and it's Van Dijk this time. Keeper's nowhere. The marking is lax, I think we'll say, and it gives us the 3-1 advantage now. The ball, a lovely ball in by Williams. He's on every set piece, it seems. Great delivery towards that back post. And Van Dijk, he just looks massive compared to every other player. Great header though, and there we are then. We've seen him do it before. He's done it again, and it's only half an hour on the clock. Lots of time left in this game for something to happen. Williams throws it in. Emre Can's there now. Whips it back across. Oh, dearie me. Damsgaard with the own goal. 40 minutes on the clock. It's now 4-1. Goals galore in this one. You can see it's a little bit fortunate. Williams flies it in, and it just sort of flicks off him. Keeper well beaten. I love that he still dives for it. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing in that regard. Shea just puts a bit of a knock, a bruised shin, which is going to be interesting because we're probably going to have to bring on a player that's likely to feature in the Premier League game. So I guess we'll see. But not ideal, is it? Let's face it. Right then, I'm going to assertively say I'm very pleased with the performance, lads. Keep it going. When you 4-1 up at home in the Champions League, you can't say much else than that. We're going to bring Wijnaldum on in that left wing position. Actually, no, we'll play Lallana and we'll get a couple of inside forwards out of these two. I think Lallana quite likes that, to be fair. Wijnaldum playing through the middle just doesn't play very often, so we'll give him some more games as we get things underway for this second half. So far, so good though. And in the Champions League, we're looking far better than we have done in the league. We've looked a little bit indifferent, I dare say, in our league form. There's Salah running with it. Run off the ball, though, sadly. I don't know what we're really going to get out of Salah. I just think he's a very similar option to Keita and Mane, and I'm hoping we see similar performances. We've seen from both Mane and Keita that, given the ball, they can beat a man, get a ball in, or finish off like the end of a chance. So I'm hoping we see a similar thing from Salah as the shot comes in there from Verbeek. A great little shot, but doesn't find the back of the net. Still 4-1. Still looking good. It's funny, actually, 4-1 up. None of the average ratings, apart from maybe Van Dijk's, are crazy. They're all a little bit, I guess, I don't know why that is. I guess our goals have come from more defensive options, and that could be why. I guess if our attackers are scoring them. We had a penalty as well, an own goal, so I guess that explains it. Let's get Firmino on. He's poor morale. We need to try and get him a goal, maybe, in these final 22 minutes. So he's got his goal, so he's going off. Emre Can in the middle, struggling for a little bit of fitness. I think we'll change him around as well. We'll bring Henderson on for this one. And 20 minutes to go. I've got to say, folks, it seems wrapped up at this point, doesn't it? It doesn't seem as if we're going to see much else from the Danish side. Karius launches it forward towards Firmino, who I think he gets ahead on it, but doesn't quite manage to get it to anybody, as Salah heads forward, and it's going to fall back to him. Into Wijnaldum now. Salah forward, Nainggolan. He's got options on this right hand side and finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Of course, scored the penalty. Firmino comes on, gets his goal. Great delivery from Alexander-Arnold. That's what you want to see. I mean, I didn't buy right back this summer either, because I figured he was probably as good as any right back that I'd want to play sort of second fiddle to Klein. But you see, he scored a penalty today and got himself an assist as well. I'm delighted on the touchline. I'm jumping up and down. 5 minutes to go. Still another goal in this, maybe, as Henderson wins it back out to this left hand side. Lallana. He's had a quiet game, to be fair. Not really seen too much from Lallana at all, have we? If we're honest, right, well, Adam, that was needless, wasn't it? Clearly frustrated with his performance, and he's just deciding to shoot from all angles, which I don't really like, if I'm honest, Adam. And that should be time now. A 5-1 win in our return to the Champions League. Looks pretty good. Lallana with another shot. But I think that, my friends, will be that. Quite an even game, actually. I mean, they've had 2 shots on target. They've scored one of them. But as I say, quite an even game. Credit to Copenhagen, who didn't decide to sit back. They decided to attack. Sadly, that's probably been their undoing by the end of the game. But regardless, a 5-1 win. We go top of the table as well. A 5-3 over between Real Madrid and Napoli. My word. And also PSG and Ajax at a 5-3. Barcelona won 6-0. I can't see any other results there that are particularly shocking. No. Right then. Well, Celtic got a draw with Atletico Madrid. Is that shocking? I think it is a little bit shocking. Right, on to the game with Palace then. And a team that, I don't know how we got on against last year. Chiojo picks up a bit of an injury. He's going to miss the game anyway. Hopefully he'll be back for the League Cup, though, next week, which is going to be a bit irritating, I must say. I'm pleased with how things are going. We'll give it the second one down, because it's always a good one. 1.2 million for that as well. And Firmino ends his goal drought. That is why we stuck him in there. 10 hours of competitive football without a goal. With Sergio Aguero in the side, Roberto Firmino's options or chances are going to be limited. So he needs to take his chances when they come along for him. So I'm pleased he came on, got his goal. I can't be disappointed with that. We'll make sure everyone's available. For Nangolan, at least, we're going to give him a little rest, at least a day, just because I want him to play in the fixture. We'll do the same with Van Dijk. I want him to play in the Premier League game. So I think giving him 1 day's rest. Everyone else is probably going to come out. I don't think anyone's going to start, are they? No, I think everyone else is going to change around. But the players that are going to play will give a little break too. They can do whatever they want. They can go shopping with the missus or whatever. I mean, I'm not bothered. I nearly had that tea there. Another press conference. I love those. We're training 2 tactics. We're still training the strikerless 4 at the top tactic. So we might use it. So if Aguero keeps getting injured and Firmino doesn't carry on his goal-scoring run, then we'll probably pull it out at some point. Right then, Crystal Palace. It is Sam Allardyce's Crystal Palace, as Kevin De Bruyne closer and closer. A day out now with a torn hamstring, and he should be back to full trading soon. This is going to be an interesting game, though. Of course, Palace have got a few players that can cause us problems. Right then, as I say, we're going to ring the changes then. Keita comes in. We're going to have Mane come in for Salah on that side. Back as a winger on attack. In the attacking area now, this is interesting. Do we play Adam Lallana? You can see everyone's relatively fit for this, actually, so that's good. We'll bring in Klein again for Alexander-Arnold. Kolasinac, where are you? You're going to come in as well. At the back, Joel Matip's going to come back in for Sacco, who had an okay game, potentially at fault for their goal. Joe Hart comes in as well, as does Jordan Henderson. And I think, my friends, that is almost going to be that. Do we play Firmino? That's sort of the question. Do we get Firmino up top instead of Origi, or do we play him? Let's play him in behind. Let's play Firmino in behind Origi and have the rest of the team looking like this then. So there you are. That's the lineup. I've kind of gone through it there, so I don't have to explain it again. And we go into this game. It's Crystal Palace, as I say, needing to pick up points against these type of sides. We're away from home. We are the favourites of the game, and they've had a 1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats so far at the start of the season, so not particularly good. And we have to try and make sure that we are at the races for this one. Otherwise, it's going to be a right old bother. Right, passionately say I have faith in you, go out there, make the difference. All's looking pretty good. As I punch the microphone, and that's not looking particularly good. We're walking out. I watched so many of those, I'm sick of them at this point. Right then, we should have looked at their team. We'll do it sort of now as the game continues. They've got Fabian Delph's coming for them. Right, Remy on the left-hand side, Benteke punching, and then a back line of Lenglet and Izzo. Not 2 players I'm particularly familiar with, so I don't know how we'll fare against them. As it's their first chance of the game, and it's Fabian Delph. Lots of space for Remy. Wow, big opportunity. Surely down to click a chance it is. And not an ideal start for us. We start on standard fluid. Of course, mentality-wise, we are more than capable of changing up at any point. Counter-attack's probably something we'll look into because of the way we play, and we're away from home. But we've got a chance here, it seems. Firmino looking it around with Jordan Henderson. He's got Nangolan in there as well, but goes out to Keita, who back into Firmino, and it's actually given away. Ball goes forward, and Klein picks it up, obviously Klein gives it up, then gives it away. Goodbye now, forward, punching. He's got lots of options in the middle if he can pull it back, and does. Benteke's there. Of course he is. Of course he is. I think everyone agreed at Liverpool that as soon as he left Liverpool, he would go away and be great again. And it didn't quite work out, probably as well as Palace hoped in real life. but he's done us here. I mean, he's Benteke's still a good player. I'd be interested to see, actually, speaking of Palace, obviously Frank de Boer has now taken over. It'd be interesting to see how he plays with Christian Benteke, because he's not really used to playing necessarily with a player like Benteke, so that is going to be curious. There's Origi, by the way. I mean, the run is, if we score from this, ball played across, oh my God. Divock Origi, what a run that was from him. Outstanding stuff. That is what you like to see from your striker. I mean, not only has he got finishing ability, but the run. I mean, it went on forever, it felt like. Suarez tries to get the tackle in, doesn't, and there's Keita. I mentioned before how I want Salah to play a similar role, just finishing off moves, and that's what I want to see from my wingers. 1-1. I mean, we've replied to the Benteke goal, and with 20 minutes or so to go, 22 or so minutes gone, it's been a rather even game so far. We actually are going to switch this up to play the counter-attack. I think our defence is pretty good. We just want our midfielders to sit in a little bit, and we've still got attacking options out wide. I want to get Mane involved, really. We've not seen too much of him at all in this game. I mean, half an hour gone, and still not much going on. We're having more possession of the ball now. So, strangely, we've gone to the counter-attack, and all of a sudden, we're just keeping the ball, dictating the play as Henderson clears it. Is this part of our counter-attacking system? No. Punching through to Ward, strike on goal, hits the post, and cleared eventually. I think it's Matip that got it away. I mean, we're a little bit at 6s and 7s here, folks, if I didn't mind me saying so. We've not looked comfortable so far this season. I don't think we know entirely, with some of our new players, what the system is. But saying that, the team that's out there right now, only Nainggolan is the difference. I mean, Hart as well, but that shouldn't make too much difference when it's your goalkeeper. Is there change necessary? I mean, I'm going to get angry with them a little bit. I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen from this team. And then, do you want to make a change? Do you want to mess things up a little bit? Let's change Henderson and Golan's roles round just a touch and see how that changes things. And with Firmino making him an attacking midfielder, drop Mane back a little bit, as we've now got two attackers straight through the middle. And actually, with that in mind, let's not exploit the flanks anymore. Let's exploit the middle and see if we can get the ball more to Firmino, creating space for those players out wide. Give them less responsibility to do stuff. And hopefully that means they may well produce something. We've got a couple of bookings out there as well, of course. Nainggolan played in midweek, as did Van Dijk, so their fitness is likely to struggle more than most, although it's Joel Matip actually that's struggling more than Van Dijk at this point. Half an hour to go. We've got ourselves a chance. I'm a little bit blocked up, I feel like. Sorry about that, folks. That wasn't pleasant for you to listen to. Goodbye, though, into Delph, who now drives forward with it. Into Benteke. It's a difficult angle. Jesus, good. Drink the tea, man. It's actually nice tea. I'm acting like it's a punishment. But there you are. 2-1. I don't even know what to say about that. Disappointing. Benteke gets his second of the game. Allardyce on the sideline there. He's absolutely buzzing. And we are 2-1 down to a Crystal Palace side that, in my opinion, we should be beating. Although, for those that follow football, you'll know that they've caused problems before. We're going to get Mane off, bring Salah on as the inside forward on that side. Just see if he can change things a little bit. So far, it's not really worked out. There's a highlight, actually. I'm actually going to get Firmino up top, bring Lallana on in behind, and see if there's going to be a breakthrough. I think this highlight was beginning before we made the changes, though, which is interesting. Especially if we score the goal, our changes are still going to take effect. We're bringing on Lallana, and as we go forward, no, not going forward. It's Cabaye actually that comes away with it and plays it into Benteke, of course, on a hat-trick now, and I'm sure he'll be looking for it. Plays it to Cabaye again, ball down to Punching. That, can I just say, if they score from that, the ball from Cabaye there is next level good. That I want to watch that again, and hopefully we see the ball from Cabaye. This ball here from Cabaye, it looks simple, but to just pick that out, get that on the foot to play the pass and to play it through. I mean, the cut across for Remy's not ideal. I mean, such a good performance in the Champions League. We come to the Premier League, and again, for whatever reason, seem to struggle. We've gone attacking. We're looking to try and get an equaliser, and frankly, they've punished us. It's a very Allardyce-esque performance. You've got to look at the league table. I mean, Chelsea on 18 points. We're on 9. It continues the theme. Win-loss. Win. I predicted it at the start of the episode. Win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. And then we are there, 3-1 at Selhurst Park, and a disappointing performance. Of course, I guess part of my... I'm going to say excuse. I was going to say part of the issue, but actually it's just part of my excuse is going to be that the reality of the situation is the new players we've brought in, if you look at the lineup there, the new players we've brought in aren't featuring all that much so far. I'm talking about Kevin De Bruyne. I'm talking about Sergio Aguero. They just, like, you look at the transfers that have been brought in, they're not really playing. Jetro Williams is playing now and again. Nainggolan's getting lots of game time and is doing Okay, I'm not really sure where the problems are. I think next episode what we'll do then is we've got 2 games against West Brom and Hull in the League Cup. That West Brom game is already a massive game and we can't afford to lose it. We can't be afforded to lose it, that's what I'm saying. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on it. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel, and we love with care. From Peter Benjamin, until next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.